Hello, Patreon. Ooh. Anybody cold? It's actually not too bad. It's 13 degrees outside. Winds have finally died down. This afternoon I had to clear the drive so my wife could go take the kids to a visitation. We are foster parents, and part of being foster parents is taking the kids to see their parents. So I looked out, the county plow truck left a nice little pile of snow at the end of the driveway. So she could have made it through it, no problem, but being a good husband, I went out and cleaned it out. Gives her a clear shot. Plus there's a little drifting going on, so not as bad as let's see here. Today's Tuesday. I think it was Saturday. It was windy. We got the snow. Wind started dumping or blowing things around. It was Saturday because I had to blow the driveway so we could take the kids to visitation. Dropped them off. Then we were going to pick them up at 4 o'clock. So I had to plow the driveway to get back out because the snow got blown back in. So the joys of living in an open area with a field. So hope this comes out because I'm driving. It's a little after 6 o'clock. It's getting dark. Got the light on, so maybe that'll help. So one of the things I want to talk about is being a prepper and being prepared. And when I mean being prepared for change, for a total shift in your mentality, your livelihood, your food source, your economic source. I've been self-employed a good portion of my life. Recently I was working a quote-unquote real job where I got a paycheck, got everything, or no, the only thing I got was a paycheck. No benefits, no insurance. I had to pay for that on my own, which I've done most of my life anyways, being self-employed, doing tack work on the side. And as everybody knows, March last year, everything in Michigan got shut down. So once again, cannot rely on a paycheck or a real job to provide my needs. Went from March to, I think it was June, doing side jobs. Actually had a couple nice computer jobs come through. Lived on my savings a bit. Work finally said, hey, it doesn't look like we're going to open for the summer. Go get unemployment. They actually were telling me since March to do that. I just held off. I didn't feel it was the right thing to do. Which, thank God I didn't, because starting in June, it was nice to get that unemployment. I didn't have to struggle as much to cover the bills. There was kind of hope that come fall we would get back to somewhat normalcy, but governor who says I won't let anything open until we have a vaccine. Well, we have a vaccine and we're not open yet. Restaurants, I think, are running at 25%. My wife and I, I'm going to plug Bob Evans. Bob Evans is a regional restaurant based out of Southern Ohio, which is where I was born. I actually had been to the Bob Evans farm as a kid, but our local Bob Evans restaurant, I walked in, of course, signs everywhere because of the health department mandating that everybody wear a mask. So kind of stood in the lobby until my wife waved me in and said, okay, they're ready to seat me. She's more willing to wear a mask. I am very resistant to wearing a mask. And I saw somebody else walk up to pay for their food, no mask on. I'm like, okay, cool. So walked in, no mask, walked to the table, sat down, had kind of a brunch. It was about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Always love their food. It's not like a mom and pop breakfast store where you can get out for $5-6. A little more expensive, but I had way more food than I needed. No one said a word to me. It's like kudos. It's like they obviously they understand it. I mean, their staff was following the rules, but they didn't harp on me. I told my wife I keep my mouth shut. I had a mask in my pocket, which one of those paper blue masks, which I think are a joke. Might as well put a diaper on my face. So, but little side rabbit trail there. So kudos to them. I really probably should. I'm going to call the restaurant, talk to the manager, and thank them for just say, hey, I had a great experience. I'm not a big fan of the masks. Your staff didn't make a big deal of it. I enjoyed my food. I enjoyed my time there. I way over tipped the waitress because they've been closed. So, because they've been doing carry out only. So, no tips if you don't have people dining with you. Ooh, I love that smell. Just drove by a house that's burning wood. I love that smell. It's like a campfire. So, to get back to my original point that I wanted to talk about tonight is I'm headed to a Viking meetup right now. Really, I'm the only Viking in the group. I've given everybody $1, says go sign up. Pastor Joe Fox really does have a lot of good common sense things he talks about. Integrative preparedness, another one. Steve Smith. I've actually interacted with him via email. I purchased his books. Really down-to-earth guy. But 2 years worth of food is kind of what it's like. I'm gonna go tell everybody. It's like I want to see everybody with 2 years worth of food. Got a nice little spreadsheet. I don't know where I found it, so I can't give credit to whoever made it, but you can plug in how many adults, how many children, and it goes through. It's not just rice, beans, flour, sugar. It gives you a whole. I mean, the things in the list are like honey. Honey is a good sweetener, with the exception of babies. I mean, our kids love honey. It's like oatmeal. Put it on oatmeal. They love it. So it's kind of a broad list. And the neat thing about the spreadsheet is you can change the criteria of what's in it. So the amount of adults, the amount of kids, and it alters it for you. Gives you a good idea of what to store up. So I'm gonna tell everybody, it's like I really encourage everybody to get 2 years worth of food. All of our crew members or MAG members, of course, I've got a 20-minute drive to get there. Everybody else is within 10 minutes of the meeting spot. Oh, I got tractor envy. He doesn't have a cab though. He's cold. You might see him blinking in the background. Oh, it's got to be a cold drive. I've done that before. But get your food supply put together. Start planning. I was fortunate enough. I've got a commercial account with Johnny Seeds. They're not shipping to individuals. They are shipping to corporate or business accounts. Luckily, because I was doing some business, doing a microgreens business years past. I didn't say I was a business, but I had it under the business name. So thankfully, I was able to order seeds for myself. I did that a couple months ago. I think I mentioned that before. But I was excuse me, tickle my throat. Ordered some seeds for another member of the group. He's gonna do, like I said, corn, and I'm gonna do green. I can grow green beans until you're sick of them. So I'm gonna be the green bean guy. He's gonna be the corn guy. Potatoes, squashes, things that are gonna store. I'm gonna do broccoli. I've got the greenhouse. I'm gonna do mild peppers in the greenhouse. I'm gonna try doing sweet potatoes. You need a lot of warmth. The greenhouse is going to give it. That would be really cool. My wife would love it if I can produce sweet potatoes. I would love it too. I love sweet potatoes. Sweet potato butter, smother them in butter. She likes to put a little brown sugar on them. Smash them up, chop them up, eat them up. Oh, yummy, yummy, yummy. So yeah, just things like that. Be a homesteader. Be self-sufficient. Be sustainable. It's the only, you hear the UN Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, the Great Reset, whatever, they use the word sustainability, sustainable. I think the way they use it is a bunch of bull. To be sustainable is not as a culture, but it's as an individual. Solar panels, solar systems, renewable, quote-unquote renewable energy only works on a individual level. It does not work on a nationwide level. We would have to, I just heard this, we would literally need a solar panel on the majority of the country just to meet the power demands that we have today. Not gonna work. But as an individual, I'm not forging steel. I don't need high power like Detroit does. So it works for me. It works for my family. I was watching it today. We actually, snow's come back, but we had really nice blue skies earlier today. Batteries were charged about noon. I've got everything, all the controllers mounted in the kitchen / dining room area so I can see what's going on. And it knows, oh, well, the water pump's running. Okay, cool. It's pulling like a negative 80 amps off of the DC. And look at the charge controller, which I've got a little, they call it Whiz-Bang Junior. It's got a shunt or stunt. I forget what it's called. Yeah, shunt. No, shunts. Yeah, whatever. Little device that tells me how much is going into the batteries, how much is coming out of the batteries, how full the batteries are. And with the sun, I was still producing a positive rate of charge to the batteries. Plus my largest draw on the system was running at the time. So that made me feel real good. I do want to expand my solar panels. I would like to, for what I have right now, I would like to add 3 more panels, which would give me roughly another kilowatt worth of power, depending on what size I go with. I've got 380s on there right now. I've got 9 380s. I would like to add 3 more. Figure with loss, be about a kilowatt. That way on cloudy days, I'm still going to be drawing some stuff in. Still touring with the idea of getting some sort of wind. Like I said, right now it's calm, which I'm thankful for because it gets really cold when it gets windy, but you can't make power with it. So I've got a vertical setup. The generator that came with it would produce maybe an amp. Actually, the people gave me, they're like, okay, we'll refund it. We don't want it back. So I've still got that. Looking for a different motor that I can mount it to, just to see if it works. If it doesn't, I can always turn around and build a water wheel for my in-laws. They've got a flowing artesian well, which produces a sizable amount of water. Even if we can produce a few amps, 3, 4, 5, 10 amps, just to kind of keep a battery maintained. That might be a good thing. So, well, I am going along. This is probably my longest video ever. I've gone so long, my throat is kind of tickly and dry. So, it's not the COVID. I don't believe COVID makes you cough like that. Here's something to think about. Research. Or people, if you debate them on that subject, just say, tell me about influenza. What happened to influenza? Did it disappear? Tell me about influenza. So, alrighty. I'm almost to my destination. I will see you guys in the next video. Be safe, be warm. God bless, and have a great night.